Lesson 7-6, percent of change. So we're continuing our work in percentages, and we're looking at how when numbers change that represent different data, we can find the percent that it changed from the beginning. And anytime you're listening to like a news report or some survey results and they say it changed this percentage, that's what they're doing. They're looking at the percent of change, not the actual number of change. So there is a process that you do on every one of these, a couple of steps. We are going to ask that you tell us whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. So that means that you're going to just look at the two numbers and see where it came from and where it ended up. So ours say something to something. The first one is considered where it came from. So if the number goes up where it went to, you'd say it's an increase. And if the number goes down, you'd say it's a decrease. So you'll be able to just say I or D. Okay, so we're looking at percent of change where, again, if we look at my first example, 20 students to 24, did that go up or go down? Up. So that one would be an increase. All right, this formula that I have listed right here, if I can get my thing to work here, hold on. This formula that I have listed right here, it kind of puts everything together in one step. I'm not actually a big fan of that, but I'll go through it. I might show you another way, the way that I would normally do it, and you guys can decide which way you want to do it. The formula is the biggest number minus the smallest number out of the two, and you get an actual amount. You divide that by the original, the number that it came from, and then you take it times 100. So when multiplying by 100, it actually makes it a percentage, okay? So let's look at 20 students to 24 students. If I take the biggest minus the smallest, it's going to be 24 minus 20, which is an actual difference of what? 4. Okay, I need 4 divided by the original. Which one came first? If it started at what? 20. So 4 divided by 20 is 0.2. Okay, it's 0.2. If I reduce that, it would be 2/10. So 0.2, and I take that times 100, and you would say that it is a 20% increase because it went up. A 20% increase because it went up. Notice it says right down here you must have a percent sign on these because it is a percent of change. Okay, from 22 inches to 16 inches, is that an increase or a decrease? Decrease. So this one's going to be a D. So I take the biggest minus the smallest and get an actual difference of 6. I take 6 divided by, what's the original number? Stephen? 22. Now this time I really just can't do it in my head. I'm going to take 6 divided by 22 using a calculator, and it tells me 0.2727, okay, and it keeps going. And if I take that times 100, that's going to give me 27.27, but I want to round it to the nearest whole percent. So what percentage, if we round it to the nearest whole number, what percentage would that be? Shane?
27.
Yeah. So we'd say 27% decrease. All right, let's try one more. 45 quarts to 8 quarts. Is that an increase or a decrease? Big decrease. Yeah. So I take 45 minus 8, biggest minus the smallest, and we get 37. Yep. I'm going to take 37. Which one am I going to divide by? Where did it come from? 45. Okay, this is where I'm using my calculator. 37 divided by 45. And it comes up with 0.8 and then all these 2's. If I take that times 100, it moves that decimal over 2 places. So 82.22222, what percentage do I want to say? 82% decrease. Okay, questions on finding the percent of change. Take the biggest minus the smallest. Take that actual difference divided by the original where it came from, and you're saying what percentage it is, that difference, what percentage it is out of the beginning amount. Now, I will tell you this, it's possible for some of your answers to come out bigger than 100%, which sounds really strange, but it's totally possible if the difference is bigger than the original number, it's going to come out to bigger than 100%, and that could happen. Okay, now, the next thing I want to look at is, it's called markup, and it's just a couple of other things that we're looking at. Actually, okay, we'll go ahead and look at these. We're going to concentrate more on this tomorrow. I've got a whole lesson on this tomorrow, but we'll look at it a little bit today. Apparently it's in part of this lesson. So it says a markup, if there was an MP3 player for $150 and you're going to mark it up 25%. So when stores buy the items that they sell, they buy it at like a wholesale price. So they can't sell it at that price or they would make no money. They have to mark it up a certain amount. So it says over here for the steps, find the percent of the dollar amount, change percent to a decimal and multiply, and add that to the original. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do it this way. So I need to find 25% of $150. So 25% of $150. What does of mean? Multiply. Change 25% to a decimal as 0.25 times 150. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on my calculator. I get 37.5. In money, what does that really mean? $37.50. Yeah. And since it is a markup and you add it on to the original, then I'm going to have 150 plus 37.50. So after you mark it up, the price is going to be $187.50. That's what they would sell it for to make a 25% profit. $187.50. Do you have questions about that? All right, let's talk about sales and discounts. I like those a lot better. Oh, sorry, I didn't see this one. There's a jacket that's $25. They're going to mark it up 32%. Somebody want to try this one for me? Okay, Tori, what should we do?
You need to change 32% to a decimal.
Which is?
0.32.
So 32% is 0.32.
And then multiply by 25.
Multiply by 25, so 0.32 times 25, and I get 8. So now what am I going to do, Tori?
Add it on to 25.
Yep, so 25 plus 8, what does that mean?
$33.
$33 for that jacket. $33, that's a markup of 32%. Good. Okay, so fine. Now we're going to do discount, sale and discount. Much better. I like sale and discount because that makes the price go down. Most consumers like that. So we're going to find percentage of the dollar amount and subtract it from the original. So the first one right here, a TV is $350, and it's a 20% discount. So what we really want to do is 20% of $350. Okay, 20% as a decimal, what would that be? Who wants to try this one? Somebody besides Tori, she just did one. Okay, Tori.
Change point, or 20% to
Point 20.
4.2.
Yeah,
And then-
4.2, good.
And then multiply it by 350.
Okay, so 0.2 times 350. And that would be 70. So now what am I going to do?
Subtract 70 from 350.
350 minus 70. Do you know what that would be?
280.
$280 it would be on sale. That's good. That's a good discount. All right, last one. Code is $79.99, and it's a 25% discount. Anybody want to try this one? Dakota?
Change 25% to the decimal.
Okay, which would be
0.25.
0.25
And multiply by 79.
times $79.99. So let me try that. Okay, and it says, uh-oh, let me try this again. It comes out to this, 19.9975. So really, how much would that discount be, Dakota? $20. Okay, so what am I going to do with the $20?
Subtract from
$79.99 minus $20. $59.99. Okay, good. All right, are there any questions?